Alright, I have a lot of notes on the science algorithm, and I kind of want to walk through all of these notes and organize them. I feel like it probably helps me if I record a video of the process of me doing it, kind of to help me to not go insane. Right, I have a document here which is basically, well, I have this document called the science algorithm, and there we have some sort of overview, but it's not really that complete. But the idea is that this is sort of this overview document. And I guess the end goal should be that we make this document a lot more comprehensive in terms of the things that I have already written down. I think one of the important things I need to do is to update these stubs here and have some sort of overview over what documents are at what stage. Because there are some documents that are basically drafts and others that are much more advanced. I also feel like a major part that I need to do is write down the skeleton of the system, because that is defining what are even the things that I need to figure out. And I don't think that's complete right now. I think a major task that I should also do is basically define for myself lots of tasks that I need to work on. Because I don't feel right now I have a good overview of what are all of the directions that I could push towards. I'm pretty sure the most important direction is that I need to figure out how we can extract concepts from sensory input streams, because that seems the hardest obstacle, and therefore I want to solve that one first. And probably I should write that kind of motivation in some document, probably in the research heuristics document. All right, I want to write something like that you should start with the hardest thing first. And the motivation behind this is that we want to make sure that we can do the hardest thing, because if we can't do the hardest thing, then if the hardest thing is the thing that we need to solve in order to make the whole thing work, then not being able to do the hardest thing might throw over the entire thing we're trying to do. Like, we don't want to fall into the failure case where we are basically working on some problem that is easy and that we can make progress on, and spend a lot of time on that and solving that problem eventually, but then realizing that, oh, we still can't solve the difficult problem, and therefore we wasted a lot of time solving this easy problem instead. Okay, I now wrote this little paragraph about doing the hardest thing first. Better, I guess, multiple paragraphs. I think I should be more aware of how I'm handling the organization. For example, right now I just have everything in this one folder called Science Algorithm, and I think it would probably be good to split apart documents that are at various stages. Like, if a document is finished, then it should be in a different place and it should be easily findable than if I have a draft. And probably if I have just sort of ideas, they should be accumulated in a document specific for ideas. And because the way Obsidian just links to files and renames them automatically, I think I could just use folders and have a draft folder. I already have an ideation folder, but I do actually use it. But most of the documents are just like bunched in here. And I guess if I'm saying something is a draft, it doesn't mean, but rather if something is not a draft anymore, it doesn't mean it's like a finished document. It just means that for now, I have worked on it so far that now there is no obvious thing to add, and maybe later I will add more things to it, expand the document. But it's not like there are obvious things missing. I guess that's what I mean with draft here. So for example, the object creation pipeline document would be a draft because we have this to do here, which is like pretty big. Well, okay, maybe that's a bad example because I'm not sure that this is actually part of the object creation pipeline. But if, for the sake of argument, if we assume that, like, this is a pretty big thing that I still need to figure out. Well, I think this is actually pretty great. I don't think I would have got the idea of that I need to redefine the organizational structure to the extent that I now have, had I not made this video. I feel like making a video like this is actually pretty good. It's very different from if you're writing something down. And I guess it is basically the advantage that you would get from a rubber duck, only slightly better because you can like rewatch what you said. And it's also nice in the sense that I can speed up what I said. I can speed up the video and quickly watch it, and I already cut it by, pausing OBS, such that I don't have the silences in there. So I think that's all pretty nice, actually. It's also pretty good for when you sort of forget where you were. If you have a particular project and you like working on it, like for example, me now organizing the thing, then if you get distracted briefly, do something else. This is, I think, pretty good to like remember where you left off. So I guess so far this is surprisingly useful. I would not have thought that it would be that useful. So basically this is augmented rubber ducking. Alright, I think that's it. All I'm gonna do for today because I'm now so tired that I feel like I need to sleep.